Okay, hi. Hello. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Hope you're having good ones. I'm having a 1 today. Oh, biddle boy. And because of this, I decided, I'm gonna take the stuff that's been going on with this artwork and just make it into the stream. And I hope that'll be okay. Let me say hi to chat. Hello, Turnip. Thank you very much for the lurk. Hello, Dan. Welcome in. Hello, friends. It's lovely to see you. And welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all having good time zones and days and all that jazz. I have a complaint over your schedule, but if you're stressed, I'll pipe down, says Stan. I'm sorry. Hello? You do? Okay, that's noted and ignored. Anyways, hi. Hello. Welcome in. Lovely to see y'all. Hello, hello. I think I did note that the clocks changed in the UK. So that's a thing. There's probably a typo somewhere on Discord. I'll deal with it later because I'm live. Anyways, hello. As you can see, this is a very incomplete sketch still. And the reason for this is that sometimes, yeah, I figured that's what you meant, Dan. Like, I knew as soon as you said it. So thank you for exposing me to the whole internet. Much appreciated, anyways. Hello. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with y'all. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, and this is immigrant perspective clacks in here. I really hate that they changed why in Flip's name do they change the acronym or the doodad at the end of our time zone just because we've gone in or out of daylight savings. It becomes a completely different set of letters. We didn't do that back in the old country. It was just the time zone, but you're just aware of the fact that depending on the time of year it is, it's shifted by 1 hour in either direction. Because that's what it does every year. You don't need to if changing the letters just makes it more confusing. I hate it. I hate it so much. You just know, like, it's summertime, then the time is different than when it's wintertime by an hour. Which is maybe stupid to begin with, and maybe we should abolish it. I don't know. Anyways, now I'm on a soapbox, and this is supposed to be a cozy stream. So this is a great start. Listen, here's the thing. I am a little bit stressed because I didn't finish this sketch before stream. I was, like, furiously sketching and erasing and sketching and erasing and sketching and erasing, and sometimes it just goes like that. And so I figured we would take this as a kind of illustrative opportunity, a kind of draw class adjacent sort of stream where instead of I have the sketch and let's just color it in, which is typically what I do on stream and typically what I think is the more interesting thing for y'all to experience and look at, I thought it might be interesting to actually just take you through the process from I have a vague woolly mental image in my head through to the completed piece, which I don't normally do, and the many and various stages that it goes through in so being. A real shame-inducing peek behind the curtain of how my chaotic creative mind works, shall we say. Dan says, for about a week after the clocks changed, my mom always gives the time as 6 o'clock, which is really 5 o'clock. I feel like I adjusted fairly quickly to it this time, though I am definitely experiencing jet lag. Not super severe jet lag because it is only an hour, but, like, I was in bed until, like, noon on Sunday, and I was working from bed until about noon today. Though I was working from about 9 a.m., I was working from my bed. I had my laptop in bed and I was kind of just lying on my side, reading reports and filing things and doing what have you. But I was in my pajimmy jams under the covers doing it. Because sometimes you gotta, and I am a tired little creature. who has been going at speed for too long and too much of their life, and it turns out cannot cope with that. So now I have officially transitioned into nap mode, and that's where I live. So, yeah. Anyways. Oh, I completely forgot to put in the description or title or go live announcement of the stream at all. Because I'm trash at marketing. The shop has officially updated. The spring update is fully live. I'm so excited about it. We've got some incredibly cute new stuff that I'm really, really proud of, and I really hope that people will like, because I had a lot of fun curating this little collection of works as a part of the shop update. And I really do hope that people like them, partially because I had all this stuff printed. It cost money to do, and I would like them to not permanently take up space in my studio. But also just because I'm really proud of them and I would love to share the love. Anyways, yeah. One thing to note about my shop is that I have always tried to create stuff that is at as low a price point as I possibly can do. I don't know if that means that I'm just undervaluing myself and I should be selling originals for like hundreds of pounds, but I'm also very aware of the fact that like most of us creative types don't have a lot of money. So I want to produce things that people feel like they can afford. You know, like a sticker is like £4, a print is like £6, etc., etc., etc. Sell yourself for more, Sludge. Okay, you know what? Maybe, I mean, I do have an originals. Wait. Yeah, honey. That's my moderator / spouse Twitch user / Callier. Hello, darling. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, babe. Anyways, I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Phrasing indeed. I love you. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. I think he was trying to tell me not to undervalue myself, but at this point I'm not sure. Isn't that just delicious? It's fine. It's it's mint tea. Love you too, sis Sledge. Oh babe. Oh babe. Have some hard hands. Anywho. Fun fact. I in the interest of keeping things as light and breezy as possible, I don't make custom thumbnails for the VODs that go onto the YouTube VOD channel. Sell your husband, I reckon. No, husband not for sale. He is mine forever. I'm sorry, Dan. I understand that you may be jealous, and justifiably so, but Twitch user / Callier is spoken for, and I assume happy. Oh, it has a gift for me when you get home. I'm gonna cry. I wasn't making a pizza stand. I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you did. He's a beautiful man. But depends on how much I'm being sold for, and do I get a cut? Oh no. Oh no, what have you done? He's considering it. Oh no. Anyways, I don't know. I'm trying to spin this in a way that just ends up being me flirting with my husband, and I can't figure out how to do it in a way that has to do with anything transactional. Anyways, this is my sketch. As you can see, it is like woefully incomplete. I hath, shall we say, goofeth. And basically the starting point of this, I'm just about house trained and able to do small jobs around the house. Oh, babe. Yeah, I mean, it is true. He's very good at doing small jobs around the house, and I would say near as 100% house trained, babe. Don't sell yourself short. All right, so this piece, originally, I had conceived of doing a different piece of basically this. I don't know how easy it is to see because it's a very faint pencil sketch, but this sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? This composition. But your streamer goofed. As you can see, I started drawing this face way too big to be able to fit the rest of their body in this, unless they had just teeny tiny little legs. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work compositionally. because I made the face too big, right? So I'm having to reconceive. Either just delete this, which I didn't want to because I think the face is so stinking cute, the hair is so good. I don't want to get rid of it. I can't bring myself to get rid of it, and I can't just resize the canvas, Hello, Lina. Welcome in. Oi, oi, Savalois to you too. I hope you're having a beautiful Monday. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome in. Hello, hello. I was just taking the chat through the process of what we're doing today. So, I have this I have this little sketchy do, which is unfortunately not what we're painting today because I goofed and it's the proportions are all wrong, and I didn't want to start over because again, look at this little buddy. They're so focus. Thank you. They're so stinking cute. I didn't want to get rid of that face because it's perfect. So what's a creature to do? A creature is to take that bust here that we have and insert it into a new work with a different composition altogether. And so that's what I've been trying to work on, and it's been an adventure, shall we say. I don't always like sketch out sort of the piece in my sketchbook before drawing it as a completed piece, but I think it would be a good idea both for illustrative purposes and also just for my brain to actually have maybe a little sort of vague idea of what we're working with before we actually commit it to paper, because this has been, I have erased and redrawn this poor companion's face like 9 times. You can see like the ghost of faces that were there before, and I don't want to have to keep erasing and redrawing it so many times the paper gets chewed up and the paint doesn't sit on it well and it ends up looking all blotchy and bad, which can happen, though generally this paper is fairly robust, so it's rare. So I'm going to start by actually just sketching out what I think I want it to look like before we commit it to the paper that we're going to paint, which is really something that I should do every time, but I don't always do it. Anyways, before I do that, how was everyone's weekend? How did you have good weekends? I hope you had good weekends. My weekend was nice. I'm trying to recall now what it is that I did, and the answer is a resounding I don't remember. Yay! What did I do this weekend? Oh, geez. Thank you, Lino. That was, because we had a game stream on Friday. So, let me just go... Wait a second, who's Terrible Drawing Tim? Oh, we've drawn Terrible Drawing Tim, I believe. He was a fun friend. Anyways, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I think a reasonably uneventful weekend. We had an espresso beverage at our coffee shop of choosing. We did some grocery shoppies. We did other stuff, probably. I'm so glad you remember we went out on a date, says Sledge. I wasn't sure if that counted as the weekend because that was the Friday. I guess Friday night is the weekend. But I did mention that on Friday's stream. We went out on a date on Friday night, which was probably, I would say, if that counts as the weekend, the best part of the weekend. Because I got to spend quality time snuggled down in a cozy little pub with my person. It counts as the weekend. Okay, in that case, the best part of the weekend is we went on a date. It was nice. And, yeah, had some fish and chips. Which my tummy didn't like, but my mouth sure did. And got to have a little bit of a nice walk in the very comfortable evening. And... yeah, it was a nice time. A nice time was had, hopefully by both, certainly had by me. And we love each other very much. The end. But what else did I do this weekend? I have been preparing to, been working on the edit for forthcoming, YouTube video, which, once again, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, here it is. Even if you don't ever want to watch my videos, just hitting the subscribe button helps. I mean, you can also just stick my videos on in the background with the tab muted, if you wanted to, that'd be fine. It was okay, I guess, says Sledge. Thanks, babe. Thanks, honey. Dan says it was the last hockey game of the year. I enjoyed it, but now I'm gonna be lost for 3 months. Oh, jeez. Just, I don't know. Is there, like, hockey theory you can study in the meantime, like you do when you're not playing piano, like you're just studying theory? You could do that. And went for a big curry after. Ooh, that sounds delicious, and I love that for you. Yum, yum. I hope you had a lovely time, and you've got all this time to look forward to your next hockey game, which is so exciting, and I love that for you. Linus has managed to play Baldur's Gate 3 for a couple of hours before needing to lie down again, which is nice. Ooh. I hope you had a lovely time playing Baldur's Gate. I hope you got to do interesting run around and sword things, or I've never played Baldur's Gate. All I know is that there's like a whole bunch of NPCs that you can romance. I hope you got to romance the NPC of your choice if that's what you're into. And watch the Addams Family and Addams Family Values. Oh, that is nostalgic for me. I loved. I was a big Addams Family enjoyer back in the day. Still quite ill. I'm very sorry that you're still quite ill, and I very much hope that you recover and feel better very, very, very soon indeed. I am sending feel better vibes in your direction in great abundance as best as I can. I am squeezing them out of my being and beaming them through the computer. There they go. Pew pew. I hope that helped. Dan says I scored my first goal for the club too, so just said, hell yeah! Congratulations, that's rad as heck. Buddy, hello, welcome in. How's it going? It's lovely to see you and welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. What else did I do besides go on a date? I mean, obviously that is the biggest, most important thing that I did. But in addition, I thought about knitting and I thought about sewing and then I didn't. I thought about sketching and then I didn't. I did start and finish a painting that I can't share here because it is not to be known to its recipient. And what else did I do? I played a few days of Stardew Valley. That's a thing that I did. I'm in my current playthrough. I got buggered about by clock changes. Oh, biddle boy, I sure did. Hell yeah, I did that. That was fun. Thank you for reminding me of that, Sledge. It sucks. There's a typo in the stream schedule. They're all supposed to be in BST, which I hate. But here we are. Anyways, we have a terrible drawing time redeem, so I'm going to do that before I get into properly, like, just sketching out what the shape of this piece is going to be. And then we will get into the meat of shaping out what this piece is going to be, because it can't just be a man's bust and his companion's nose forever. Eventually, these gentlemen have to become gentlemen, and they have to be embedded in a beautiful cottage garden, having a little picnic while one of them reads love poetry to the other one. Damn it! Listen, the world is a terrifying nightmare in so many ways. The only way I have of coping with it effectively is to put my blorbos in the coziest situations I can think of. BST equals bullshit times a sledge! Followed by sorry. No sorries needed. You know, I before you got here, Sledge, I had a rant about the fact that they changed the acronym when the time changes, which I think is a load of nonsense. Anyways. I'm gonna get the terrible drawing canvas. In a garden-esque, Sledge, but how will you add a bookshelf in a garden? You know, books find a way, sweetheart. Books find a way. Okay, friends. Let me introduce you to a little concept you may or may not have heard of, called terrible drawing time. It's a phenomenon that happens on this stream to my great occasional consternation, whereby for 5,000 channel points, you get to give me 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas. This is our current one. It includes such luminaries as Lagatha, the cow with human legs, and also Handrietta, the cow with human hands, who I realized would probably look a little bit more cowly if I gave them horns. So I'm just gonna cheat here and give her horns real quick. Absolutely horrifying. You can see why I don't normally draw human hands, because the horror, the abject horror. I figure it's okay if the human hands that I draw are a little bit wiggity wonky. We can just say that, you know, she's got some repetitive strain. Maybe she's broken a finger or two in her time, and that's why they look like that. Anyways, what else is here? Oh, we have 3 legendary Pokemon. Of course, we have Articuno, the majestic ptarmigan. I just really want to picture a legendary Pokemon that just sort of like doots around on the snow and goes away, because I think that's adorable. We have Zapdos, the DOS computer, electric type, obviously. We have the psychic ground type Moltres, which is a mole with a third eye. You know, normal content. I don't know any of these Pokemon from like the canon, because I don't really know much of the canon of Pokemon. But Lino wants to see our friend, it's Crash Bandicoot, but worse, climbing a tree. And I would ask why, but I know why. And the answer is, I don't know. You like to make me feel scared and sad by my own art. So I will set a timer for 5 minutes now. And attempt to do that. The canon of Pokemon is buck wild, to be honest. It is, Lino. It really is. It is some of the wildest I ever did see, personally. And I don't claim to know it well at all. I've only played one Pokemon game. And yeah, anyways, why? Is because it's a little distressing, but in a cute way. Aw, okay. Well, let me set my timer for 5 minutes and see how is Long Crack good. Like he's already long. Does he need to climb the tree? I have an idea for this, and it's incredibly stupid. So let me see if I can approximate that. First of all, did I show you? This is a picture of my moderator / spouse and I on our date. Aren't we adorable? He's beautiful, and I love him very much. Anyways, we had a nice time. And this is my favorite photo I have saved to this device, which is just my cow reacting to the cow painting. But is there a Pokemon that's a canon? I don't know. I don't know. There are so many Pokemon that I don't know that it's very possible that there might be, and I just wouldn't know it. Okay, stopwatch note timer. Yes, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes on the clock. Oh, excuse me, starting now. Oh, heck. Unexpected face reveal. I love face. Anyways. Okay. So, Bandicoot. Climbing a tree. Probably at some point they got bored of designing Pokemon and just started putting faces on objects, says Lino. I mean, there are some Pokemon that are... What is the name for the type of yokai that is like a... When an object becomes so old and well used that it develops like a spirit of its own, and there are various different objects that can be possessed in this way. The one that I know the name of is the Kasa Obake, which is like an umbrella creature, basically. Something like that. There are a few of those. Klefki is one, which is like a... Stop procrastinating. Listen, you can't just give me a concept that relates to something that's a special interest of mine and not have me info dump. You can't. It's impossible. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna draw a tree. Just gonna get some foliage up here, some nice little happy little foliage. Trying not to intersect with TTS Nicole as best as I can, but we'll see. Happy little no, this foliage is too scruffy. I don't like it. I'm gonna make it a little bit more sort of abstractly stylized in this way, I think. There we go. We've got ourselves some funky little tree trunk action here. It looks like a cauliflower floret, damn it. How is our extremely long bandicoot gonna climb this? He's already so tall. So here he is, I guess. And he's just gonna be kind of, hold on, he's just gonna be kind of here. Here's his little nose. He's very happy today, as you can see. And here he is. Oh my goodness, he is so long. He's so long. How is this even gonna work? I don't know. Here he is. He's just kind of reaching up. His arms are unusually long today. That's what's happening. Oh no, this is the stuff of nightmares. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He's desperately trying to lift himself off the ground, but to be honest, he's only like a few inches above the tree at this point. 'Cause there's the ground. Oh, little buddy. I am trying to remember how I draw this guy. Oh no! It's so cursed. Dan says if Pokemon lived in train stations, which Pokemon would live in which? Oh, goodness gracious, I don't know. I want to hang out in whatever train station Oshawott lives in. Traditionally badly, says Sledge. Okay. Okay. This is... I think I need to make some adjustments to the tree, because I think the arms be too long. So hold up. Hold up. We're gonna give the tree a slightly more substantial trunk, I think, so that we can kind of have the hand be like here, so it's a little bit more traditional bandicoot length arm. And that feels a little bit better to me, I think. But then I want to make the tree foliage a little bit larger as well. So let me get on that. There we go. Okay, that makes marginally more sense. And when I say it makes marginally more sense, what I mean is nothing about this makes any sense. I always wonder when I bust out one of these terrible drawing times. It's like, is anyone still watching this? Because it's bad. It's super bad. Train Station Full of Mr. Mimes, I'm pretty sure is one of those modern horror games, says Lino. It probably exists. Absolutely horrifying. Anyways, speaking of horrifying, I did say it was terrible drawing time, and this feels like it really fits the bill. This is a terrible drawing. I hope you're happy. Because I'm not. Anyways. Thank you for the redeem. That was fun. Kind of. Anyways. Hello. For anyone who doesn't know the origin of this meme, one time the character that I was asked to draw for a terrible drawing time redeem just straight ahead Crash Bandicoot for the Crash Bandicoot little video games, which is not a video game canon that I'm particularly familiar with. So I really had to stretch the limits of my non-photographic memory to try and figure out what the actual hell Crash Bandicoot looks like. And the answer was not what I drew, which ended up becoming an emote because one person on stream really likes him. And, you know, if I can make one person happy, then I've made one person happy, and that's better than 0 people. I may have made multiple people unhappy with this. I don't know. Because they will probably have left in disgust by now and just not commented. And, you know, I have no way of knowing that, so there's no sense dwelling on it, but, you know, my brain's gonna do it anyways. Because my brain hates me and wants me to feel sad. Anyway, it's fine. Okay. So, gonna try to sketch out a vague idea of what I feel like I would like the composition of this gosh darn diddly dang heckin' drawing painting to be. So first of all, and just for ease and convenience, I'm not drawing in the full face here. I'm just gonna get like face shape. Looks kind of like a soft Lego minifig at this point, but in more or less the same spot as the actual artwork. Doodly doo. He's got very soft, sort of blonde fluff of hair. Very cute. We love that for him. He's very happy wearing his little sweater vest, partly because I love a sweater vest situation. I want one so bad, but I don't want to have to knit it myself at this point. I am beyond happy at Crack Bandicoots. I can't express how much I love that little weirdo. It wasn't even my redeem. I think it was Moriax's, if memory serves. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Moriax, who, friend of the stream and very good at coming up with terrible drawing time redeems, if I do say so myself. They have given us some excellent redeems over the course of this channel, and I love that for us. Okay, so this is what we currently have on our painting paper. Just gonna, okay. Just gonna very roughly draw in the idea of the outfit, but I don't want this to be too. I don't want to belabor this for too long. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I think maybe just one hand sort of, or do I want you to be holding like a cup of tea or something? Maybe he's holding like a cup of tea or something. I think that might be nice if he's got just a jolly little, cup of tea or something. I don't know, because they are sitting out on a picnic blanket. They might be having, sort of a nice cup of tea, maybe a bit of cake, that kind of thing. Love that for them. And then I need to figure out how is this little guy sitting? How are you sit? Probably based on the amount of space that I've got on the paper, I can't really, I'm kind of limited in terms of how I can have them posed. Oh, sorry for the shaky cam. So I'm wondering if maybe just a like sort of the knees go this way and then sort of like tucked under, like so, kind of situation is probably the most appropriate, just to get the right amount of like space in. I feel like could work. And then just little feet. Little feet. Is he in shoes or is he in sock feet? I don't know. He could be in sock feet because, like, they are potentially sitting on a picnic blanket. Maybe you want to take your shoes off before sitting down on a picnic blanket. I don't know. Anyways, this is looking a little bit weird. I don't know what to do with the other hand at this point. Possibly hand just resting on knee. I'm gonna do that sort of as a just in the meantime kind of thing. I'm also gonna just make sure that that he's got rad little cufflinks on because he's a fashionable little creature and I love that for him. And then he's got just his little companion here. They never married, but they lived together for many, many years very happily. Historians will say that they were very good friends. I love the Yogi Bear references, Lino. It's one of those things that has just integrated itself into my everyday speech so much that I don't even think of it. It's just that's what it's called. It's just a picnic. How many like portions of my weird like idiolect are just dumb stuff that I stole from like cartoons? The answer is, if you count Simpsons references, so many. Oh, geez. But anyways, I sip on my tea. It's mint tea for the moment. If I run out of this by the time we get to BRB screen, I'll probably go make myself another cup of tea. Oh, interesting. Linus says, I found out why Yogi Bear wears a collar and tie the other day. Apparently it's mostly for animation purposes. my gosh! I thought it was just because he was a little bit, he wanted to look a little bit dapper and he thought that that would do it. That's blowing my mind. But actually, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. The way that, like, animations are kind of, like, rigged and stuff. I can see that being a useful feature to have. Wow. That's really cool. Animation rocks, you know. Animation is great. That's one of there was a new, like, Disney live action remake released recently. I honestly don't really know anything about it. I have no interest in seeing any of these, so, like, no comment as to whether or not it's good or whatever. I think my grandparents went with my nephew to see that movie, because they'd gotten, like, I think they get, like, a free movie pass, like, every couple of months as a customer of the bank that they go to or something. And and so they went to see the new, like, live action Disney animated movie, and they said that it was a good time. So I love that for them. But I have really no interest in live action remakes of, like, Disney animated films, because it's just like, but the animation was what made it neat for me. I enjoy animation. I like the artistry of it. I like the things that you can do with it that I just don't think that you can replicate with, like, live actors and CG. There is just stuff you can do artistically in an animated piece that is not, it's not less than live action. It's just a different art form, and it's such a cool art form, and I feel like as an art form it doesn't get enough respect these days, especially if you go back and look at, like, old cartoons, like the old like some of the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the old, like, Warner Brothers cartoons, the old Disney cartoons, other old cartoons of various kinds. Oh my god, all of, like, the if you've ever watched any, like, you know, of the old, like Eastern European, like, children's cartoon shows from, like, the 70s and stuff, they're so good. I love them. The animation is just all of the stop motion stuff that used to come out of, like, the UK, so good. Sorry, I'm just waxing poetically about animated stuff now because I love it. But I can hear the door opening, so I'm just going to check and make sure that it is actually someone I know. Oh, good, it's my moderator / spouse. I'm going to go say hi to him. I'll be back in a second, and we'll finish this little sketchy do. Hey, Sunshine. How you doing? Can I give you a kissy? Welcome home. I love you. I miss you today. Nice to see you. Your day okay? Sure. Oh my god. Baby. Baby, what am I gonna do with her? Eat it. Hello, chat. Thank you so much, my love. Lino says hello, Sunshine. He says hello. My moderator / spouse got me a gift, and it's the specialist gift I ever did see, and I don't know what I'm gonna do because it's a Highland cow, but she's made of chocolate, and I'm gonna feel so guilty about eating her because she's adorable, but, like, I'm gonna have to because she's chocolate. But look at her, she's perfect. Her name is Flossie, and I love her so much.
That's the picture on the outside. The inside might just be a blob of chocolate.
It might just be a blob of chocolate. Maybe we should store it in, like, a cool, dark place. That's adorable, says Lina. Right? Right? It's so stinking cute. Oh my goodness. Flossie loves nothing more than roaming the Highlands of Scotland in search of chocolate eggs at Easter. Look hard enough and she might just spot the Loch Ness Monster, too! Oh.
So Flossie, made of chocolate, goes around eating chocolate eggs.
My moderator / spouse, in case you didn't hear it, just pointed out that Flossie, who is made of chocolate, goes around looking for chocolate eggs, which does feel a little bit strange. But we should probably store her out of sunlight in the meantime, so she doesn't melt into a blob. But oh my god, she's so cute. I love her so much. I love her so much. She's so stinking adorable. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with this beautiful creature? My moderator / spouse is sticking her in the fridge for the meantime. But yeah, very, very cute. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Gonna continue on with the little sketchy do for the moment. Just cause, It'd be a good idea to do. Okay. Somebody's hair is looking a little bit windblown today, but you know what? That's okay. I think he looks very handsome. There we go. Yay! Okay, our companion hath hair, at least in like weird sort of semi-Legoified form. One of these days I'm going to get myself like a Fair Isle sweater vest. But they are not cheap, understandably so, because a lot of work and artistry goes into them, and I want one that's made out of like good wool. There's one that I found from this one shop that is made from like a very long standing wool manufactory in Scotland, and it's so pretty, and I want it so bad, but it's not cheap. And also we're getting into like I'm not going to be able to wear it right now season anyways because it's too warm out. So it's kind of I should probably put this desire on the back burner. Either that or just take the next like 6 months to teach myself to knit one. And by the time I finish knitting it, maybe it'll be like autumn/winter time again and I'll be able to wear it. Anyways. Linus says, I mean, I'm made of meat and sometimes go out in search of meat. It's not that strange. I mean, I guess that's true. Speaking of, I think I'm having miso soup for dinner, but I'm not made of miso. That was a weird way of putting it. Anyways, this little fella is gonna be, you know, just because I'm a sap, just gonna be hands on hands here. Aww. Hands on hands, isn't that fresh? And in his other hand, I think he's just gonna have like a book in his lap. So he can read his little bookie. Once again, 100% absolute cufflink haver. Because cufflinks are neat. And maybe just a little shirt. Is he in a waistcoat or is he just in a shirt? I don't know. I'm gonna give him like a button-up waistcoat, so it's not quite the same as the other little guy, because it's one that's like a doot like so. And also I've made his body way too skinny. He needs to be a little bit more substantial than that. But I didn't make his shoulders broad enough. So now he looks like a very tiny little beanpole, which was not my intention, but never mind. I think I'm probably not going to give him a waistcoat. I think I'll just give him like a shirt, like just a normal shirt. Because I think I feel better about that for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, he's got his book open here. I don't know if I'm gonna have the book like that, but he's gonna be holding a book anyways. Is he sitting like this? I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with a something so that this piece kind of works. Don't know. We've got they're sitting on a little picnic blanket. Nice and cozy. Like so. Maybe he set down his cup of tea over here. What is perspective? I don't know her. We're just like spitballing ideas at this point, so I have somewhat of a something to go off of for the actual piece, which I don't always do, but sometimes it's nice to just actually do it, I guess. Do it. Here, have some cake, because I think it's nice to have a bit of cake. And he's also got a little bit of cake. I feel like okay, actually, I feel like the cups should be on saucers, so I'm gonna pop another little saucer in there, and then we've got another bit of cake. There we go. Okay, all right. So we have some vague idea of a composition. Is it good? No. Is it hideous? Yes. But it's something to work from. I'm getting very Frog and Toad vibes, I feel like here. Maybe a vague sort of like gingham patterning to the picnic blanket if I feel fancy. Something like that, maybe, perhaps, a little bit. I don't know. And just like lots of fluffy grass. Fluffy grass, and then in the back, maybe some flowers of some description. And I'm really just roughing these in at this point because, to be honest, I've been putting too much effort into this, actually. Maybe there's like a little shrub here, something, flowers, and behind the flowers we've got the little sort of very cozy stone cottage where they are having a little holiday. There's a little window frame with some little curtains hanging in it. And so on and so forth. Stone cottage. Maybe some ivy trailing up on one side if I feel that would be fun. Or maybe some like some vine type flowery situation crawling up one side of the cottage. I don't know. Anyways, just an idea. Just a little thought. There you have it. We have something of an idea of how to move forward with this piece now, which we did not at the top of stream. And you know what? That feels really good because I wasn't sure we would. So the fact that we do is delightful. Yay. Good job, me. Thank you for bearing with, chat. Now, I just have to take this funky little idea and somehow translate it into an actual work of, like, okay artwork. But this is sometimes how it goes. I don't always bother with this stage, but sometimes it's kind of useful to just kind of to have that to work from as like a little blueprint before you actually fill all of that stuff in. So I'm glad to have done it this time. I'm sorry I didn't get the sketch done earlier because I was really hoping to paint today, and to be honest, I don't know if we're going to have time. But the paints we will be using, in case anyone is curious, are these bad boys again. It is the 1940 set from Choosing Keeping because, I don't know, I'm on a real kick of these paints. I think it's a nice spread of colors. Like, you've got pretty much the whole sort of color wheel represented in some way, shape, or form, but it's not quite super primary. Like, these aren't quite a primary, like, red, yellow, blue situation. This is definitely not like a magenta, and then like this orange is kind of funky, and then we've got like this patina kind of color, this very sort of vibrant grassy sort of green, and then this beautiful indigo color to kind of give things a little bit of depth. And it's just a really good set of colors. I think it's really fun. Clearly, for some reason, I've used way more yellow and green than anything else. I think some of that has to do with our cow painting. Here she is, in case you missed her. I miss her every time I'm not in the studio because she's the most beautiful moo cow I ever did see, and I love her with my whole heart. Anyways, but I don't know if we'll actually get to painting today because I'm being a slowpoke with the artwork at the moment. Sometimes it be like that. I had a bit of an art block, and I'm fighting my way through it, and it's going, but it's not going amazingly at the moment. So, but the only way out is through. So sometimes you just gotta deal and keep on keeping on. Yeah. And sometimes the cure for art block is just taking blorbos and putting them in situations. And the situations I like to put my blorbos in are the coziest situations you can possibly imagine. And so that is precisely what I'm doing. Anyways. Nice. I do also have, as I mentioned earlier, I did update my shop earlier today, which is very exciting. That's my spring shop update. I will be doing a shop update reveal in a little bit, so if that's something that you are excited about knowing about, I will take us on a tour of it a little bit later. But I'm gonna try and just draw this guy. I had drawn in like this entire guy's like face and hair and head and stuff, and then I just went and deleted the whole thing because I was like, no, it's not working. It's just not working for me. I'm gonna have to redo it. And sometimes, except for the nose, I felt like yes, I like what happened with the nose here, but everything else needs to go and start over. And why is it that you draw one eye and it looks perfect, and it takes like 5 tries to get the second eye to look not like really asymmetrical, but in comparison? That's always, I mean, I think that's the curse of every artist who has ever drawn a person not in like a full side profile, or not a person wearing an eye patch or whatever, that getting the 2 eyes to look right is like the hardest thing. I swear drawing this guy's face was like a breeze. It was like one and done, and I was like, that's perfect. I don't need to make any modifications to this. Everything else about this artwork is just like, I've deleted it like 9 times. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. And that's okay. But anyways, I am really happy with what is coming out in the shop update, though, and I really hope that you will be too. How's that? It's a little different. Slightly different eye configuration. How do I feel about this? I can run with that, maybe. No. No. It's not quite there. We'll get there. It's just gonna take like 9 tries again. Ugh. Why? I don't know. Sometimes do you want maybe a little bit more sort of rounded like that? Maybe that's a better shape. That's a completely different shape. Okay. I think I might be onto something, though. I think this could work. We're gonna go take a quick BRB once I've done this. And then I'll come back and hopefully the rest of it will flow a lot more easily and quickly. But I hope it's a little bit illustrative and interesting to see how the process goes from kind of start to finish. I don't know if it is, but hopefully it's not too uninteresting. I'm going to leave it with these for now and see how I feel after the break. Gonna take a super quick BRB, have a drink, have a stretch, do all that jazz. I will see very, very, very shortly. Enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. And BRB, everybody. Hey, everybody, I'm back. Hello, hello. Say goodbye to the BRB music, and hello to... Hey, hi. I'm back. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. Hope that you had a nice BRB. It's nice to be back. Hello, Theo. Thank you very much for the strawberries.
Oh hell yeah, oh no, it's Lino just subscribed.
Oh my goodness, Sledge, my darling, thank you so much for gifting us up to Lino. Lino, enjoy your emotes and stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hello, Tals. Hello, hello, it's lovely to see you, and welcome on in. Thank you, Sledge. And did I say hello, Theo? Hello, Theo, welcome on in, and hello, Tals,
no.
indeed. H
Oh no.
Hello, TTS Nicole. That is, of course, the wombat who reads out all of our like subs and bits messages and stuff in her little dungarees. She is a friend of the stream. Sludge, thank you very much.
Oh no.
Thank you very much for the honors. Much appreciated. TTS Nicole is very much a friend of the stream. Anyways, hello, Meeple. Welcome on in. Hello. It's lovely to see you. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Hello, my friend. Hello. I hope you're having a lovely Monday. It's very good to see you. Welcome on in. I'm going to take I do actually have a second tea now. I made a second tea while we were on break. It is lemon and ginger, and it still has a...
Plap, 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 plap.
Hold on. I'm good. There we go. I'm cradling the little kiwi bird in my hand. Sledge, thank you very much for the plap sticker. Thank you. This feels real good. I personally feel very comforted by this. Just little scritches. Just some little scritches. And scritch. Oh, it's gone. Okay. Anyways. Thank you very much for the flaps. Meeple says, stream stickers, this is new and exciting. Yes, we've got stickies. They're very fun. And I'm happy to see people exploring them because I've had a really fun time making them. They're very stupid and very, very enjoyable.
Shaw!
Darling! And they also have a tendency to jump scare me, so that's fun as well. Thank you very much for the Shaw. Hello, Hornet. Looking very happy there, as always. Thank you.
Oh no.
Darling. Thank you very much for the TTS, Nicole. Oh no. She is indeed a very special little wombat. Anywho. Hello. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Okay, I'm done for now, says Sludge. Yes. Save your biddies, my love, but thank you. Deliciousness. There we go. Oh my goodness, she's swimming in a cup of tea. How fun. Actually, that might be an oh-no. I don't know.
Plop, 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 plop.
I thought you said you were done. But also, thank you. We can get some scritch, 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 scritch. Scritchy, 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 scritchy. Scritchy, scritchy, scritch. Scritch, scritch. Scritchy, scritch. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Okay. Anyways, thank you for the plaps. Anywho, how is everybody doing? How was your Mondays? I feel like, I don't want to say that I've had a case of the Mondays, but I feel like maybe I've had a case of the Mondays. I don't know. But,
Oh no.
I'm gonna try. Tels, thank you. Thank you for the honor. Thank you. Very much appreciated here. And I appreciate our TTS Wombat as well. There we go. But thank you. Okay, going to try again to draw just a little. Just a little. No. See, for some reason there are certain, like, things that I find it easier to draw sideways, but then when I look at them, like, right way up, I'm like, oh, I did that at a weird angle because I drew it sideways. Which is kind of purpose defeating. Like, that smile is super like the wrong kind of asymmetrical. In honor of Monday, says Tals. Oh no. Yup. That is a mood. Oh, I have had quite the case of the Mondays today, it has to be said. Probably because it was the Monday, as we mentioned earlier, after the clocks changed here in the UK, which has been a bit of an experience, to say the least, for my silly little brain, which has not coped super great with it. Like, the jet lag is real, and really shouldn't be, considering what a minor change it's been, but here we are. Okay. I feel like I can work with that, maybe. Can I work? Maybe it'll make more sense once he's got, like, hair and stuff. No, I'm fixing it again. It's gonna bother me if I don't. Anyways, what's everyone up to this week? Do you have any interesting things coming up this week? Let me know. I have to visit a building I've never been. No, I've not never been to, but I haven't been to in about 10 years. So finding it is gonna be terrifying. One day later this week, and I'm scared. So inevitably I'm gonna get there half an hour early and then spend like 30 minutes just sort of awkwardly waiting outside until it's time to go in, because I'm gonna be busy, you know, being socially anxious about turning up to a place early. So I'll just wait around the corner. And then I'll inevitably wait around the corner of, like, the wrong entrance to the building or something and end up getting lost and being late anyways. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be super fun, and I'm scared. I'm really just... making me go to an unknown location at a specified time? The stuff of nightmares. Absolute stuff of nightmares. Oh boy. I'm gonna be looking up some maps just to make sure I know where I'm going, otherwise I'm gonna be so nervous. Anyways, Tal says, I don't know if it was the time change or just one of those days, but it was quite a Monday. It was quite, I think, I don't know, I feel like the weather is kind of doing it for me as well. Like, it's like, I don't know, like the turn into like spring weather, it always feels really abrupt to me. It just feels like one day I'm uncomfortably cold and the next day I'm uncomfortably warm. Like, something about the quality of the air just shifts when it hits spring, and it just suddenly feels like, ugh. Not quite like I'm gonna die levels of summer, but just kind of like, oh, it actually feels a little bit stuffy being indoors now. Oh no. Oh no. In the immortal words of TTS Nicole, oh no. Okay, maybe if that's close. That's close to what I want, but not quite. Like, I have an image in my head, and it's a little bit less lopsided than that ended up being. But that's too small. Is that too... I feel like that's too small. I don't know. Meeple says, I spent my whole afternoon doing a work self-evaluation form. It doesn't get much more... Oh, it does not get much more Monday than that, says Meeple. That sounds like an extreme Monday, and commiserations, my friend. Oh, boy. Fun. Love that for you. I spent a good amount of time... Ooh, I had a fun, actually, so... doing things with, like, spreadsheets and Outlook, as one does if one has to interact with, you know, sort of Microsoft Office applications as part of their day-to-day, which I unfortunately do. And I got a little pop-up on my machine being like, Office will restart and update in 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to ignore that for now because it means I've got 30 minutes to just continue, like, reading things and working on stuff. And so I just continued reading things and working on stuff, and then when it was like, closing all your applications, I'd completely forgotten about the fact that it was going to be updating in 30 minutes. And it's just totally blindsided me, even though I knew it was coming, because I have no concept of time, apparently. And I was just like, oh, well, I guess I'm done now. Sure hope this update doesn't take 3 hours. I say this, I had to run a Windows update on my machine a few weeks ago. And it took like 3 hours, so I basically had to take the afternoon off, which, you know, I have no complaints about having to take the afternoon off because I had, like, an excuse to do nothing, which was great. But, you know, anyways, I didn't think it would take that long. Meeple says, it would have been my Friday last week, but I was ill and had to complete it today. Fun fact, they built the self-evaluation form as an Excel document? An Excel document. Why? I mean, Linus is probably because it's easy to extract the data from Excel. I mean, yes, but they could build it as a form that, like, exports its contents into an Excel spreadsheet, which is eminently doable, and there are things that do this that exist. Except it's all text boxes. Like, none of it needs to be Excel, says Meeple. Sometimes there are decisions made out in the world that simply baffle me, and this is one of them. I hope that it was not too taxing to, I hope it wasn't too taxing to do. I don't know what word I was trying to finish with, but do gets the job done. Raven wants to know, random question. Also, hi Raven, how's it going? Welcome on in. Lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday. How are you doing? A random question. Did you recently update OBS/Streamlabs? I am running the, as far as I'm aware, most recent version of OBS Studio. Yes. Is it doing something wrong? If you are experiencing technical difficulties in, like, the playback/watching of this stream, please let me know, because I had significant issues a little while ago and had to do a lot of wrangling to get them unfucked, basically. Pardon my French. So, if the horrors persist, please let me know. because it might be my computer is just broken, and I have to quit the thingy. Anyways, so your stream was always this quiet. Why did no one ever tell you it's so quiet on PC? I assume a lot of people just watch from mobile. I have no idea. I am speaking at like maximum volume. The volume is at the top amount of volume that it is. And the mic is as close as in proximity to me as I can make it. So I don't know. My volume seems as normal as can be to me. So it might not be my end. I am occasionally hitting like the red levels of peak. And yeah, this is not something I know how to fix. So, apologies for that. I don't know, like the VOD sounds like a normal volume level when I'm editing the VODs, so question. Anyways, volume's fine for me on desktop. Thank you, Lino. Thank you. Yeah, you might just want to turn up the volume. And if it's at max and you can't hear it, then question marks. Because it's literally at the top amount of volume that I'm allowed to put. So I can't put more. But I feel like it's doing the same things that it's always done. Okay, Raven, I have no means of correcting this. If it's bothering you, I don't know what to do. There is nothing. There is nothing unless you want me to shout. So I'm just going to get on with my sketch because I literally can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Anyways, having a little sip of my tea. Okay. So this little guy's getting an ear. And we're going to try and decide what shape of curvature we want that ear to be. I think a relative ear shape is probably for the best, but, you know, we'll see. And a relatively strong jawline, I feel like, is called for here, but we'll see what comes out of the old pencil. Is that too strong?
Attention.
Hello?
Twitch user Sammy Kelsch.
Choppers.
Hello, Sammy Ann. Welcome in. Hello, Raiders. It's lovely to see y'all. Welcome on in. Sammy Ann, how was your stream? It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. Lugia, hello. Sammy Ann, hello. Welcome. Lovely to see y'all. Let me get a shout out for Sammy Ann in the chat if I can. Shout out Sammy Ann. Art, please work. Sammy Ann, what were you up to today? How was your stream? It's lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Hello. For anyone who's new here, who's just come in on the raid, hello, my name is Twitch user Sammy Kelsch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while on a Thursday if I'm feeling spicy. Today we are following the journey of an artwork from vague woolly idea in my head into eventual completed painting. Because I thought it would be nice to kind of go from the top on a piece and see what my actual process is from beginning to end, in case that's something that would be interesting to people. And maybe make them feel better about themselves if they're a more organized and less mentally chaotic individual than I am. Who knows? We went a little longer today working on a little fool for tomorrow. Oh my gosh, of course, because tomorrow is April Fool's Day. Well, welcome in, and thank you so much for the raid. As always, if there's anything you would like to share, we are an art tax optional stream, and I would be very, very, very happy to share anything that you would like to with the class, whether that's your Insta or something you were working on stream. It's all good. I'll share the whip. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That would be awesome. Also, in addition, I have, hold up. Wait here, everyone who's just raided. One moment, please. One moment, please, because I want to do a little unboxing on stream. Because I got something in the post. Yesterday. And it's a little gifty from our friend of the channel, Sammy Ann, who painted me this adorable hornet. How cute is this? How cute is this? I love it so, and I wanted to unbox it when you were here, so I was hoping you'd pop by stream sometime this week so that I could let you know that it's here, and I love it so much. Look at her little feet and her needle, and she's so cute, and I love this so much. It's absolutely gorgeous in real life. It's absolutely beautiful. The I don't know if you can see, but the needle is shiny. How beautiful is that? I love it so much. Thank you for this amazing, amazing happy mail. It has absolutely made my entire week, and I love it so much. Thank you so much, Sammy Ann. I am in awe again of your amazing artistic skill. Thank you. It's painted in tea and ink with a little bit of shiny ink. It's gorgeous. I love it so much. And thank you again. I should probably introduce what the heck my artwork looks like when it's done, because it doesn't look like this when it's done. For anybody who's new here as well. I am a traditional artist working primarily in ye olde watercolors, such as the following, if I can get it to work. This software is still new to me, so bear with, but hopefully you'll be able to see. This is a painting that I did recently. This is a little watercolor of some bookshelves. I do paint things other than bookshelves, I swear. They just show up a lot because I like doing them, okay? But yeah, anyways, yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the happy post as well. And we've got a link also from Sammy Ann of what she was working on today. So let us take a little look-see at that. And thank you again for the post. I love it with my entire heart. It was such a lovely surprise. It has absolutely made my day. And, oh, that's rad. Y'all, you're gonna love this. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Check it out. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it so much. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. It's such a sweet, thoughtful. I love like the colors that you're using for this. It's very soft, but also just like a lovely little moment. Also, I'm a little concerned for our little friend, because I want to make sure that they don't accidentally walk off the cliff. But it's a beautiful evening, and I'm sure whatever happens, they'll be fine. I love their little dragon companion. This is so lovely. This is absolutely lovely. This is such a nice little moment. Thank you so much for sharing this with us again. Let me get another shout out for Sammy in the chat, which again, if you're not following, you should go do that. It's based on the Tarot Fool card, my take on it. I love it. I love this little fool. They are absolutely delightful. Thank you so much for sharing. If you're not following Sammy Ann, you can go do that right up in the chat. There is a little linky-doo for you to do so, and I wholeheartedly recommend, because Sammy Ann is a lovely person who does lovely artwork, and you should go hang out with her. Anywho, what was I going to say? Yes, shout out to Sammy Ann, and hello to Raiders. Welcome on in. Thank you so much again for the raid. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for trusting me with your wonderful community of people. We are following an idea from... I drew this face too large for the piece that I was originally going to compose, and I had to come up with something different. So we brainstormed out this little sort of vague sketch idea, and now I'm trying to translate it into an actual pencil drawing so that we can eventually paint it. I'm feeling like I want to kind of adjust this face a smidge, because I feel like every once in a while I do things and I end up being like, wait a second, is one person's head way bigger than the other one, which is not good. So, you know, it's nice to try and correct that, but yeah, so I think I might just bring the ear in a little bit. Thus, but not that shape, because that's a weird... The end of my... I just sharpened this, and it's still a little bit of like a weird shape on the end, which it sometimes is when you sharpen your pencil. So, trying to give that a little correct. There we go. I do want a bit of solidity to this fellow. A little bit less willowy than his companion, shall we say. Because it's nice to have a little bit of contrast, I think. And I think that'll work here. But I don't want it to feel like his face is, like, significantly larger. And for some reason it feels like he's got a bigger face, which, I don't know. I think I've made his eyes a little bit more widely set, than our floppy fellow. But, anyways. Okay, anyways. I'm so excited to say, man, this looks very sweet. An excellent outing to follow the bookshop. Hell yeah. They're having a nice time. I hope they're having a nice time at least. Maybe if I just pull this in by like a micron, then I will feel a bit more. Yeah, okay, there we go. Is that it? Is that it? No, because I erased his eyelashes by mistake. Hold up. Bear with. Okay. Alright. We got there. Hooray. We only slightly tilted the entire... Actually, no. Did we? No. No, hold up. Hold up. I think I made his chin too small. He needs slightly more of a chin than that. Almost, but not quite there. Okay. Just give it a little bit more of a... Yeah, okay. I think I can work with this. I think I can maybe work with this. I think, you know what I think? In hindsight, I think what I had in the first place was probably actually better, and I shouldn't have messed with it too much. And then I did, and now I'm having to, like, fix it again. Oh, jeez. Just bring it a little bit more squarely. Okay. I'm basically just putting it back the way it was before I started messing with it. Because I'm a goofball. Just a little bit square. I don't know. Anyways, this is the process. You gotta trust. But sometimes it's real hard to trust. But that's how drawing go. Is that a little bit too jowly? I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit too round now. Okay, hold up. Just pull it down ever so slightly, and then in. I also feel like I may be in a state of having looked at this for so long that it's just not going to look correct no matter what I do. At which point it's usually best to call it there and move on, because I think we're there. Mesh! Hello. Welcome in. It is lovely to see you, and hello. Guten Tag. Wie geht's? Lovely to see you. Hello. Hope you're well, says Mesh. Hope you are well as well. I hope you are having a beautiful Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. All that jazz. I'm going to have a little sip of my tea. The last of this tea, in fact. Very good. Und going to divest the tea bag from my second cup of tea, which is, it's just like lemongrass and ginger, so it's okay that it's been sitting for a while. And swap teas. So thank you, Mint, and hello, lemongrass and ginger. I'm alright, says Mesh. Yeah, I'm alright too. Glad to hear it. Alright is better than bad. Ooh, can really taste the spoonful of honey in that, which I appreciate greatly. Okay. So, this little creature is going to need some hair. I'm alright, my kitchen... Oh no! Mesh, what happened to your floor? What happened to your kitchen floor? Do let me know, if you would like to. Otherwise, thank you for that very cryptic statement. I hope... Oh no, I hope it's something that's repairable if it's not alright. My goodness. Let me have a look at my little reference, because I liked what I did with this guy's hair, which is kind of... It's a little undone. But just a little undone. Just kind of... Just that sort of a day where you just kind of let your hair down a smidge. And maybe a little bit wind blown. Maybe they've been out for a walk in the wind. You know, that kind of situation. I think that's what's going on here, probably. Instead of having it be, you know, perfectly brilliantined into place. It's just had a bit of a windy walk earlier. Love that for him. Anyways. Also, I just like this kind of hair journey. I don't know. I think it looks really cute. I think it's a good look. There we go. Okay. Anyways, oh, beans. The warm water pipe under it burst. Oh no, so part of it has to be torn out in the construction. People have to watch out not to damage the floor heating. Oh, that sounds complicated. Oh geez, the first layer of floor is already opened up, so yeah, oh my goodness. Well, I hope they're able to sort it quickly and with relative ease. Despite what sounds like a quite struggle of an endeavor. But I'm sure they'll be able to do it. But oh no, water's been dripping from the ceiling in the basement. Oh no, oh you poor thing. Oh, that is the worst. I'm glad they are sorting it, and I hope they are able to sort it relatively expediently, because oh my goodness. As far from ideal, says Tulls. I hope it isn't too long to fix. Yeah, I agree. It'll be a challenge to find the leak. Oh, I'm sure. Anytime there's like mystery dripping, or I've had situations where you just hear like tapping coming from somewhere inside the walls, and it's not a ghost, it's a pipe. That's the worst. It's just the worst. But yeah, I really hope that they're able to sort that out as expediently as possible for you, my friend. Very much I am. You know what I'm also prepared for, says Mesh? I couldn't begin to guess. But I hope that it's all good in the long run. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, but yeah, I hope that it's not too big of a bigness. Taking a sip. Delicious. Delightful. Wonderful. Anyways, I also do have sports drink still, which is Lemon Lime Lucasade Sport, as designed by... I assume this man is a sports player. Does anyone know what sport... I think based on what he's wearing, it's probably football, but I don't... Mesh? I have been asked to draw a biblically accurate cow. That's a terrible drawing time. And you know what? You're having kitchen floor troubles, so I feel like the least I can do is a biblically accurate eyeball hoof cow for you. Yes, Mesh? Yes? Go on. Am I still live? What's happening? Yay! Trauma for us all. Oh, good. That's my favorite thing. I'm not sure if there's enough space on this for that, but I also don't know if I have any more blank sheets of paper of the size of the terrible drawing canvas. So I'll be back in just a second. That is a terrible drawing suggestion for sure. But that being said, I feel like it needs to be with the human hands cow and the human legs cow. Oh, jeez. Hold up. Moment. Okay, on further inspection, I'm not sure where I have more terrible drawing canvas sized paper, so I think we should have like a trilogy of these on this sheet anyway. So I think I'm gonna take this little this patch here, and we're gonna do a terrible drawing time. So for anyone who's new here, who missed the earlier one, which was Crack Bandicoot trying our long Bandicoot friend climbing a tree. The horrors persist on my canvas. For 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas. I accept no responsibility for any psychic damage that may result from a terrible drawing time request. Though that being said, I'm also very aware that the psychic damage is almost always inflicted upon me anyway, so like I hope you're not drawing this from memory, says Mesh. I'd be terrified. You know, I've had weirder dreams, honestly. Anything's possible. Anyways, I'm gonna do this, and then I think I'm gonna do shop update reveal, because I updated the shop, and that's cool. Okay, so 5 minutes on the clock, starting now. Let me just have a look at the request again to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, because I want to make sure that I got your request right. A cow with eyeballs instead of hooves, biblically accurate, one might say. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's do our biblically accurate moo cow. Okay, so we've got our little moo cow face here, obviously, with little moo cow ears, little horns, little moo cow horns, very, very cute, and a big rectangular solid moo cow body. Hang on. We got some udders. We got some udders because, you know, cows do. And then, oh no, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. And you know what? I'm just gonna really play up the biblicality happening here and just add in some extra eyeballs. So we've got an eyeball on the end of the tail as well, just for funsies. We've got another one here. Oh god, this is the horror, the absolute horror of this. It is deeply unpleasant to behold, in fact. I'm uncomfortable drawing it. I don't know where this cow is going, but they're on their way. So many eyeballs. And you know what? I feel like instead, you know how some cows have spots? This cow doesn't have spots. This cow has extra eyes. A free eyeball in this economy, thanks. They totally see where they're going, says Mesh. Oh my god. I mean, they definitely do that. They definitely do that, because they've got so many eyeballs. This one's kind of right on top there. There's another one over here. There's one here. And another one just here. Wow, they are seeing so much stuff. Oh my goodness. This is so cursed! Oh no! This is so incredibly cursed, and they're saying... They're saying, be not moo afraid. Because it was the first terrible pun I could think of. I hate this. This is horrifying. This is the absolute stuff of nightmares. Mesh loves her, and that's honestly the only important thing in this situation, is that the person who requested this is happy. Because indeed, I hope you're happy. Because I'm distressed of the fact that this exists. I really am. But, you know, I think it rounds out the trilogy quite well. We've got the human legs cow. We've got the human hands cow. Good lord. And we have just the biblically accurate cow. Well, focus, please and thank you. Oh my goodness. That was terrible drawing time. And Mesh, I hope you're happy. So, yeah. Thank you. Good stuff. That was fun. Shut up. Okay, so now that we've done that most very important, one day I will get a commissioned art piece with 3 of them full color and all. That would be beautiful, says honestly, that would be so cursed and horrible, and I would love to do that for you. That sounds very fun. Anyways, I did say I was going to shop update reveal, so I'm going to shop update reveal whether you like it or not. Because the shop was updated, and I thought it'd be nice to take folks on a little tour of what we've added to the shop. Because, you know, I work really hard on these things, and I'm very bad at promoting them, and I'm trying to get better at promoting them, so here I am promoting them. This is my shop. There's a link to it in the chat, in case you are curious. If you're watching this on the VOD, there is a link in the description. And all of these things are presently available in my shoppy, including, but not limited to, this is your very first look at the completed Plover sticker sheet. If you love Plovers, this is the sticker sheet for you. You get, I think, is it 6? You get 6 stickers of different Plovers as painted on stream. The piping plover, of course, the Caspian plover, the common ringed plover, the crab plover, the shore plover, and the pied plover, of course. Very normal behavior of me. I did a sticker of this like focus ploverly, says Tells. Yes, very ploverly. Thank you. I did a sticker of this little focus juice potion bottle as well. Because, I don't know, I think that it's a relatable mood, and maybe other people think that it's a relatable mood as well. I've also done a couple of new bookmark designs, including this bee in a lavender field that I painted on stream a couple weeks ago, that I thought might make a cute bookmark, a little springtimey, little warm weathery, I don't know, question mark, maybe. You may remember this from we painted it like a week or 2 ago. Is the little guys with the bookshop and the bookshelves, and people seem to like it, so I figured, what the hey, it's an art print now. What else have we done? We've got older viewers may remember this goose. Always be honking, friends. Always be honking is a sticker, and what else? We've got cake guy. Occasionally I like doing this little thank you for the honk. Thank you for that. It's an art piece of jam. Was that the bee? Oh my god, Mesh. Yes, I'm now doing fan art of my friends. That's amazing. This is a cake guy. Just a little guy who's also strawberry cake. And is having a good time. I feel like they're just chilling and having a good one, going for a little stroll and being a delicious strawberry cake, which I wish that I was eating right now. Older viewers might also remember the berries. Man, there is a lot more in this update than I remembered there being. I remember the berries that we painted on stream. The gooseberry, of course, the cloudberry who's sideways for some reason, the blueberry, the blackberry, and the strawberry who's got a single brain cell. And it's just kind of ping-ponging around in there like the DVD video screen. And we're just waiting for that brain cell to hit, like, right in the corner, you know what I mean? 18th century breakfast for people who like 18th century gubbins and also these two little guys. I don't know. I just like this painting. Maybe other people do too. Yay! I have not announced this update anywhere yet apart from here, so y'all are hearing it here first. I don't think anything's likely to sell out super quickly, but, you know, just in case you want to get in there real gobba go fast. Also, just FYI, they've stopped making, like, international postage stamps for, that are, like, special pictures and stuff. So once I run out of the current set of, like international stamps with fun pictures on them, that's it. So if you want international stamps with fun pictures on them, I would do that sooner rather than later. I'm sad because I love adding those to orders. I think they're super fun and cute, but hey, you know, apparently, I don't know. I do not represent the total general interests of the Royal Mail or whatever, which is sad and annoying. And the rest of this is older stuff. So I guess is that everything? I think that must be everything. Yay! Anyways, that's the update. Wait, no, there was another bookmark. Did I not make everything live? I think I missed one. Ah, shoot. Okay, ignore me. There's more stuff that's supposed to be in the update that apparently I haven't added yet, so. Wow, we're special so much. Hell yeah, you are. Of course you are. I mean, you're hanging out on this stream, so you're clearly cool, discerning people. But, yeah, apparently also I missed adding some things to the shop. Hold on, did I save something as a draft? I bet I did. Hold up. Let's see, because I'm sure I added everything, but there's definitely stuff. Yeah, I did. Hold on. Okay, there was another item that was missing. There was 2 items that were missing. Aw, geez. Aw, geez. Okay, so there's more super fun surprises for you to find in the shop. I'm gonna leave it for you to find them actually, because I think that's fun. But I'm gonna publish them now instead of saving them as a draft, which is not what I had intended to do. So those are some fun surprises for you to discover all by yourself, because it seems fun to me. Anyways, there you go. That's the shop update. We're getting a bonus update to the update soon to arrive. That update is now live as of this very moment. So, if that's not exciting, then I don't know what is. Actually, that's probably not very exciting, but never mind. That was just your streamer / artist did a goof. Woo! Anyways, thank you for bearing with during that blatant self-promotion segment. But thank you for sticking around for it. I do appreciate that. And, now I need to decide whether or not this guy's wearing a waistcoat. Because at first I was like, oh, I'm going to put him in a little waistcoat. And then I was like, but the other one's in a sweater vest. So maybe I should just have him in like a shirt. I think I'm just going to put him in a shirt. Maybe with, a shirt, but with braces. A shirt, but with braces. That is such a look. Yes. Shirt with braces. Yes? Yes? No one cares. I'm doing it anyways. Okay. Give him a little, he's got a little neck because people do that. I'm not really liking how that's aligned. And just gonna fix his chin a smidge. Just bring it over like that. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Just one of those like little shirt collars, and then how the heck do neckties work? I don't know, because I don't wear them. I used to wear neckties a bit more. I don't know. It was like it was a fashion I was kind of into for a while, and then I like stopped. Oh, I could have put him in a bow tie, but no, I'm not going to do that. Too busy browsing the shop to respond promptly, says Tells. That's quite all right. I hope you have a nice time, and thank you everyone for your support, whether it's just like putting up with me talking about things like shop updates, or like actually getting things from the shop update, or sharing when I post them on social media, or engaging in any way, shape, or form. I very much appreciate all of it. It means a lot to me. It's not wizardry, says Lineup. It really is. There was one way that I figured out how to tie a necktie when I used to wear them. And I just stuck with that because I was like, I understand how to do this and it looks fine. And it made me feel real dapper. I don't know why. I think I stopped wearing neckties just because, I don't know. I feel like as my size changed and I got rounder and stuff, I'm like, I don't really like wearing things with, like, really high necklines as much anymore, and that kind of precludes being able to really wear neckties in the way that they're intended. So I kind of just stopped doing it because I tend not to wear shirts, like, buttoned all the way up anyways. I like to coquettishly undo the first two buttons. Because otherwise I feel like it looks like I don't have very much of a neck, because I don't have a long neck to begin with, and when it's also coupled with, like, having an extra chin, it is bad. It's not a good look on me, and that's okay. But you know, I do enjoy, like, a jaunty little neck kerchief from time to time, or, like, I feel like I'd enjoy certain manners of, like, cravat if I felt like I could pull that off. But I'm not quite enough of a vampire to feel like I can really pull off a cravat in everyday wear, so I tend not to. I know many and varied ways of tying them, says Lino. It can get very fun. Ooh, I bet it can. I bet it can. And it is indeed wizardry. And I can do one or two. I might not even be able to do those anymore because it's been many years. I can just about draw them. I think. Oh, geez. And this is where you tell me, actually, you've drawn it super inaccurately. And I will be like, oh no. But I'm trying my best. Okay. This is, oh, there's gonna be some hand holding. There's gonna be some hand holding, which I'm very excited about. I'm gonna fix this a little bit, because I want them to be more or less. There we go. Just bring it in a smidge. Okay. Alright. I feel like I can maybe now do a little bit more of the drawing of this guy, now that we have this person's head and shoulders. This is taking so long. But this is how, I mean, minus all of the chit-chat, this is just how long it takes me, like, off-stream to do all of, like, this, these stages of the artwork. Got a little, slightly, little creases at the elbow there where it's kind of foldy. Got a little funky little, what's it? Cufflink. He's got a cufflink, because I think cufflinks are fun. And he's holding his nice, delicious, delicious cup of tea. Delightful. There we go. It's a very small cup of tea, but you know, it's like one of those little picnic cups that you would get, I think. It's like a picnic set, you know. Very valid. Anyways, I'm gonna take another sip of my tea because I am thirsty today. Like, my throat is angry with me for some reason. So, but yeah. Anywho, sweater vest. I don't know if I'm gonna go, like, full Fair Isle for this sweater vest, because that's a lot of detail for me to try and get in there. I might do, like, a more subtle pattern, like maybe a sort of like sort of argyle type thing, which is a little bit more, at least a little bit more straightforward for me. A little Blathers core. Like a little Blathers core, maybe. If you don't know of whence I speak, hang on, let me show you. Speaking of Blathers, I have a Lego set of his sister, which I really need to at some point build on stream, so maybe we'll do that fairly soon. Oh, I love Blathers. No! Okay, this image is adorable, but this image is the headline image for an article that says Animal Crossing's worst character is Blathers the Owl, which I take great offense to, because are you heckin' kidding me? Are you kidding me? Blathers is the best NPC in that gosh dang game. Look at him. He's perfect. He's adorable. He's an owl wearing a bow tie. How could you not love this precious little man? Blathers, says Sledge, have they not seen the Easter Bunny? Oh, Zipper T Bunny, the stuff of nightmares. And they think Blathers is the worst? No. No. Blathers is delightful. He's scared of bugs, but he does his job populating the bug section of the museum anyways, which I think is very brave of him. He's got lots of really interesting information. He's very good at assessing whether or not an artwork is a forgery. And he's cute. He's so cute. And I love him. And I will countenance no slander of my beloved Blathers, who is a delightful little guy in a cute little bow tie, and he has a sister who's an astronomer, and I have a Lego set of her, and I'm very excited about this. Maybe next week we'll build Celeste's little observatory. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, let's try and get a little bit more sketching done before it catapults us into a BRB. Whereupon I wholeheartedly suggest you have a stretch and a hydrate and all that jazz, which is coming shortly. Before it does, gonna pop a little cuff link on here. And a little hand. Actually, oh, what if I roll up his sleeveys? Oh, he's got his sleeves rolled uppies. Oh, I love that. I know, baby, thank you. Sorry, my mod just gave me a little heads up that ads were on their way. Thank you, sweetheart. But yes, what if, okay, actually, I've done his elbow in a weird way that I don't like. I'm gonna try and just straighten it out a smidge, I think. Thus? Is that weird? I don't know if that's weird, but anyways, it doesn't matter. They're holding hands, which is really cute, because they're in love. And I'm gross like that. But also, you know, when I got art block, sometimes I just gotta put blorbos in situations, so I'm putting blorbos in situations, whatever. Anyways, if anyone ever wants me to design the cover of their book that's just like a couple of little folks in sweater vests having a real frog and toad of a time, I would love to do that. I would also love to write that book. Anyways, we might be going to ads at any second, so I'm going to pop on the BRB screen, have a nice beverage, have a nice stretch, do any of the things that you need to do. I'll be back very, very shortly. Have a nice break, and BRB, everybody. And we are back! Please say goodbye to the BRB screen, because we're going to a different screen now. Yay! Well, hey, at least I have a BRB screen, because if anyone remembers, I had to fully reset up the BRB screen while live last week. That was fun. Anyways, excuse me. Once again, sipping my tea. Coming back to this little sketchy. That felt like a nice short break, which is good. Sometimes the distance between the little thing that tells me that a break is upcoming and the ad break actually starting is like an extra minute, and I really hate when it does that. But welcome back, everybody. Hopefully everyone is back. You should be. As you know, I not super mildly begrudge the fact that I have to run an ad break to begin with. It's not, by no means is it my favorite thing about streaming, but it won't let me not. So here we are. And one deals with appropriately, but you know, it would be nice if we could just not, okay, if I have the leg be that size, it just looks like he's got like a really outsized badonk, and my intention is for this little dude to be fairly willowy, so I think I need to adjust the trouser leg accordingly, so it doesn't look like he's just got a massive badonk. But yes. Hold up. Oh, you're turning into such a weird shape. Why are poses so hard? Especially like this pose is reasonably straightforward. There we go. Okay. Kind of fudged it slightly, but that'll do. Hello! I have made it home in time for stream, says Samantha. Hello and welcome in, Samantha. I hope that you're well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's lovely to see you. Hello, welcome in. Sorry, I don't know where the voice came from, but I hope you're having a lovely Monday. It's very nice to see you, and welcome on in. Hello, hello. And there it goes again. Oh no. Anyways. Hi. My point is, hi. Let me attempt to draw in a little foot. As usual, my level of detail on the shoe foot situation is, shall we say, it's minimal. That's what it is. Anyways, I'm excited for my tea tonight because I'm having miso soup and that sounds really nice. I had a big lunch, so I'm quite happy to have a small dindins. I made myself some Singapore noodles with an almond sauce, which was really good. It was very, very good. Very, I don't know, it reminds me of like my hometown, which is like a hippie town, and so having like fried noodles with vegetables and almond butter sauce is like very, very hippie restaurant food. And I say this in a very complimentary way because I find it very nostalgic. Like a couple weeks ago, I was at a cafe and I ordered the vegetable curry and I was like, this vegetable curry tastes like vegan restaurant vegetable curry specifically. I described it to my moderator / spouse as like, this tastes like a Guelph vegetable curry, which is the name of my hometown, which is very hippie town. And I mean that in the best way possible because it's very nostalgic for me. But yeah, I'm having a Monday, says Samantha. Ah, geez, but I did pick myself up something from the Ooh, the chippy. Oh, I love that for you. What did you get from the chippy? Did you get chips? Did you get some chips? Did you get something good? Did you get something fried? That sounds really nice. I love that for you. Hell yeah. That does indeed sound like an absolute delight. I am having, well, as I said, I'm having miso soup this evening, and I am looking forward to it. Sometimes I find it really nice to just have a miso soup. Miso soup Mondays, I think, is a pleasant little situation. A nice light sort of meal. A nice light meal concept. I did indeed get some chips and a battered sausage. Ooh, I've never had a battered sausage, believe it or not. I mean, I can't eat the batter or the sausage, but I can imagine in my mind how comforting of a food that would be. So I very much hope that it is delicious for you. Hell yeah. I'm sorry to anyone who was expecting, like, to see a full color painting by the end of this stream, because we most certainly are not doing that. I'm gonna give him a little tie pin, because I think that's cute. But, yes. Okay. Okay, so how is this little dude sitting? How is this little dude sitting? What did I do in my sketchy? Okay, so they're both kind of sitting like that. So I think I can do that again, basically. And that should hopefully work for us. Making it work. Oh, geez, are they touching knees? Are they touching knees? That would be very romantical of them. Is that romantical? I don't know. It is to me. It is now. Anyways. This is incredibly silly. And again, am I any good at this kind of thing? Nuh-uh. Maybe. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Little foots. Little foots with little shoes, because why not? There we go, and little leggies. Do these leggies make sense yet? I don't know. I just don't know. Anyways, he's got a little, he's holding like a book on his lap, I think, here. So I need to figure out how to do that. I don't think this leg makes sense. Hold up. Hold up. I'm amending the leg. Oh, and everything on my desk is rattling. Sorry about that. Anyways, moderator / message here. Hey, babe, what's up?
It says on my stream that it's streaming at 614p. It looks a lot better quality than that, but it does say that.
Why does it say it's streaming at
I don't know.
614p?
Check
Okay, okay. I'll check the settings off stream, babe. Don't worry about it. Let's leave that for when I'm not live. Thank you. Anyways, yay! The joys of having recently installed new streaming software. Shocking, scandalous, says Stals. I know. Touching knees. Oh, how scandalous, says Samantha. Is it too scandalous? Should I just delete that? Is that too much? I mean, they are already holding hands, which is already a little bit, you know. Woo. A little bit a little spicy. Is that too spicy for the stream? I don't know. I just don't know. Let me take a look at my sort. Whoa. This is an unrelated sketch that I had dropped into the front page of my sketchbook that has just fallen out. Let me tuck that back inside. Anyways, let me have a look at my reference. What are his legs doing in the reference? Because I feel like they make sense, and now I can't make it make sense here. Great. If I kind of have leg go like this, and then other leg kind of go like that, maybe. Just have them angled slightly differently. I don't know. Is this working? Is this working? Or maybe if I, oh, hold up. Maybe if I have leg go like this. And this leg go like that. Thusly. So they're angled slightly differently. Maybe that will work. I don't know. But then I want to move this hand. If I do that. Make leg make sense. I don't know. Posing it, the hand holding is skirting close to Twitch terms of service, but touching knees on top of that, says Samantha. I don't know. Tal says, is it just the right amount of a spicy? I don't know. Am I injecting too much spice into the stream? Is it going to be a little too scandalous? I don't know. I just don't know. I hope it's not too spicy. I hope it isn't too spicy. I hope it's an appropriate amount of spicy, but now I'm scared. Now I feel like the leg thing is vexing me, partially because I don't have a good reference to hand, I guess. Sometimes it's real nice to have a good reference to hand. Because I am not good at, like, imagining what things look like inside my mind brain particularly well. So, trying to do it can be challenging. Trying to do it can indeed be a challenge. Because now I feel like his tie is too short. Knee is how risque, says Joe. I'm gonna delete the bottom of the tie, because now I feel like the tie looks too short if the legs are like this. But if the legs aren't like this, then it's too... I don't know why. This guy is just proving to be much harder to draw than his date. Sometimes it be like that. But anyways, hi Joe, welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you and welcome. Welcome to the, like, just torturous iterative process that is me attempting to sketch stuff, which is infinitely more difficult and challenging and frustrating, and I usually do it off stream, but I thought it would be fun to do it on stream this time so that y'all can see what kind of torture I go through to bring sketches to paint to you. Samantha says, so what you're saying is you'd like a couple of men to come over to your home and touch knees so you can get the pose right. No. No, because I don't want strangers inside my house. So no. No, if you happen to know any gentlemen in the Oxfordshire area who are like life models, I would consider going to a life drawing class again. I don't know if I'd get the right pose out of it, but you know, I did a life drawing class years ago, and it was really, really fun. And I do think it's a really good way to get a lot of like interesting pose practice in. I do, if you have a chance to do like to go to a life drawing class, I do recommend it. It is genuinely quite useful sometimes to draw from real life reference. Like oftentimes if I'm trying to figure out like how a hand needs to be positioned or something like that, I will position my hand in the way that I want it to be drawn, take a photo, and then use that as a reference. Also, the absolute insanity that came about, I think at some point some years ago, because like weirdos on DeviantArt, I think possibly conflating like using reference in your drawings and like copying other people's work. But like there are people out there who straight up think that it's cheating to use references as an artist, and it's like, no, that just means that you're a person who doesn't have a photographic memory. And it's actually really helpful to be able to look at the thing that you're trying to draw in order to understand how like the shape of it works, how the light hits it at different angles, how like in terms of things like, you know, trying to figure out human anatomy, it's super useful to actually look at like people in different poses to figure out how to draw them effectively. It is crazy that there are people who think that it's cheating to do that, you know? Like, wait till they hear about a camera obscura and what artists did with it. Let alone the fact that life drawing classes exist. Let alone the fact that there are entire, like, stock photo companies who exist just to have photos of models in various different poses that you can subscribe to so that you get a library of pose references. Like, and very comprehensive. Like, oh, are you doing like a fantasy or historical type art? Here's just an entire set of like dozens of photos of different ways a person can hold a sword. Like, references are a tool. Just like, it's like saying that, for instance, sometimes if I need to draw like as close as I can get to a perfect circle, I will look around my studio and be like, what are some circular objects I have? I have this film canister, which is a cylinder. If I need to draw a circle, I literally trace around the film canister. Is that cheating? No, that is using a tool. You know? Likewise, I need to draw a straight line. If I can't freehand the straight line 100% perfectly, it's okay to use a ruler. That's not cheating. You know, if I'm trying to figure out like a very specific dynamic pose that I can't visualize very well, it's not cheating to use a photo of that pose or to look at a model who is posing in that way. Like, Samantha says tool assisted speed draw. Yes. Joe says more people should use them. Yes. Joe says there are ways of cheating at art, but yeah, those aren't ways of cheating at art, you know? Like, cheating at art would be like, I used a reference in as much as I took someone else's art, put it into Photoshop, and then just like made a transparent layer on top, drew over it, and called it my own artwork. That's cheating. I mean, that's plagiarism is what it is. You know? Cheating at art is using AI. I mean, I don't think that that's producing art in any way. That is generating an image. And it's garbage and bad. But using a circular object to create a circle, it's not cheating. That's using a tool. Looking at, say I have like a photo that I took of a magpie and using that as a reference to paint a magpie is not cheating. That's just an acknowledgement of the fact that I don't have a photographic memory. And also the fact that I may be a keen bird watcher, but, you know, It's really hard getting magpies to stand still. That is also stealing / plagiarism, says Joe. Yes, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, like cheating at art is, say, if I were to just save a JPEG off of Tumblr and be like, yeah, I made this, when in fact it was actually made by Tumblr user, I don't know, Tumblr user eraser hand cream. Befriending magpies is cheating at art, says Smith. No! But that's my favorite thing to do. Now I'm conflicted. Aw, geez, why would you say that? Anywho, oh, excuse me. But yeah, I don't know what to do about this guy's legs because they are not doing the thing that I want them to do. What if he's kind of like, thinking, and then thinking some more. Okay, I've had a thinky thought, y'all. I've had a thinky thought about this leg situation, and I think what I maybe want to do is, again, like a knee. But what if the other knee was kind of like up here? Like he was doing like a one of these with his other leg sort of crossed over in front? Because that's a fun leggy, footy configuration, I feel like. Yes, no, maybe? Maybe yes, I hope. I hope it is. I hope it maybe is. And then maybe just sort of doing one of thems. Yeah! That could work. I think that could work. And then we see sort of the end bit of this leg kind of sticking out here. And we see the hold up. Bear with. How is this? Okay, yeah, actually, if we do like the this, and then the that, and then the this. Oh! Something's happening, but I don't think it's how legs work. But, you know, I might judge this on stream, but I might be onto something here. It's just kind of it's pretzeling in weird ways. It's pretzeling in weird ways, but I think I could maybe do something with this. I don't know. Befriending magpies is not cheating at art. I cannot stress this enough. It really isn't. Am I like What if I foot here and then foot here? Do I like, is this working? Is this anything? It's still super broken. Now it's just like his legs are like a pretzel, but you can sit like that. It just doesn't quite look like that. I feel like there's a missing piece here that I'm not quite getting because I don't have a reference. Struggles. Okay, so I'm erasing it again. And I think if nothing else, this is an object lesson, and don't be too precious about your artwork. Like, if it's just not working, it's okay to just erase it and try something else. And that's what we're doing right now, and you know what? That's fun. Eventually, I will end up with a leg configuration for this guy that works with the piece and doesn't look like butt. And that's my aim, I suppose. Anyways, once again, shop update day for anyone who's just come in. I just updated my shop. It's got a bunch of really neat things in it. In case anyone has arrived recently, here's a link. Sorry to self-promote on my own stream. It's how cringe of me. But also, I don't know, you might be into some of that stuff, so yeah. Art pro tip, legs do not look like butts, says Samantha. That is true. I do know how to draw a butt, though. Hold up. Let me do you a little sketchy do of a butt. Because that is something that I know how to draw. Butts are actually really easy to draw. Here we go. Okay, first of all, you don't accidentally make a pencil mark there. That's a goof. Okay, what you do, it's really easy. So, you make a letter C. Thus. You make another letter C. Thus. Okay. And then you add in a little waist. Thus, you acknowledge that, oh damn, this is quite the badonk you've drawn. And then, you just have a little leggy like so. You got yourself a little butt. There we go. Ta-da! That's how you draw a butt, everybody. And now you know. Oh no, am I gonna get TOS'd for that? Am I gonna have to hold up, bear with, hold up. Hold up. It's okay. It's okay, because the butt was wearing jorts the whole time. So it's no longer a TOS violation. There we go. Yay! Pro tip. If you do fantasy/sci-fi, says Joe, legs and butts can look how you want. Hell yeah. That is quite the dump truck, says Samantha. I did say it was going to be a badonk, and I was not wrong. Anyways, that's the quick and easy way to draw a butt, in case you were curious. Also, if you need to draw a butt, but all you have access to is a keyboard, draw opening parentheses, as many spaces as you want. I like to do like 3, 1, 2, 3, capital letter Y, 1, 2, 3, close parentheses. That's a butt. Please don't ban me, Twitch. I feel like I'm skirting the TOS rather right now. With this spicy content, but listen, this is an adult stream for grown-ups, so like if we want to do that, that's okay, and we can. But yeah, anyways. Oh heck. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it there for today because I don't know what to do with these leggies. I'll come back to it next time, and we'll probably have a little bit more of the sketch done by then because I'll probably get antsy and want to work on it in the meantime. Samantha! I may have created something other than a butt. So I can see. Anyways. I'm going to take another sip of my tea, and then I'm going to send you on a beautiful journey to some friend who is also streaming right now. Let me take a look and see who else is live. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody, and sticking around and all that jazz. I very much appreciate it. It has been, I don't know, is stream fun? I hope stream is fun. I hope people are having a nice time. It's been a very weird year so far for me for, like, content and art and creating things and all of that stuff. So, yeah. I appreciate when people be here and hanging out and stuff. I really do. So, anyways. Let me see, who is... I'm going to pop a generic raid message in the chat, and I'm just going to check and make sure that this person isn't just about to end. And then we'll go do a little raid. I'll be back on Thursday, by the way, doing some kind of artwork. Probably more of this piece, really, because I do think that it's going to end up being cute if I can figure out how to make the legs work correctly, but we'll see. There's a generic raid message in the chat, and let me send you in the direction of... Well, I haven't seen streaming in a while. That might just be me not being very... not being very perceptive, I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to send you over to Carissa, who's doing some, co-working and working on a commission. Very fun, doing some art stuff. So, oh my god, it's so pretty already! Anyways, if you're not familiar with Carissa, you are in for an artistic treat, because they're lovely. Raid messages there. If you have the emotes, feel free to grab it with the emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you could just say generic raid message, or append whatever message you please. It's all good. Whatever cool emotes that is. And I'll be back on Thursday doing the usual gubbins. You know. And thank you so much for hanging out in the meantime. I hope you have a good evening. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out and for all of your kind words and support. Goodbye. And good night. And good luck.